This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Yo, what's going on guys? Sam here. Just as big of a day as it was for Apple hardware, there is some big software stuff that happened as well. We saw not only the iOS 13 GM and iOS 13.1 Beta 3 for developers, but we also got release dates from Apple, not from a third party, about when iOS 13 and iOS 13.1 are releasing. So I've got a huge update for software for you guys in today's video. If you're excited, drop a like down below. It does seriously help me and the channel out, and hit subscribe so you stay up to date on all the latest Apple news. Let's go ahead and get started with iOS 13, the GM update. But actually, before jumping into anything else, I want to show you guys the newest iPhone wallpapers. I will leave a link down below to where you can get your hands on these. 9 to 5 Mac was able to obtain them somehow. Don't know how they've exactly done it there, but they have. And the new wallpapers look pretty cool. For the first time in a long time, I think I actually like the iPhone 11 instead of like the Pro wallpapers, just because there's more color, there's more like dynamics or something. I don't know, they just feel more alive than splashes of water. Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed by the Pro wallpapers this year. I feel like they're a bit uninteresting. They didn't blow my mind like the cool planet wallpapers that sort of hid the notch in a stealthy way with the true black colors of OLED last year. But let me know which wallpapers you guys think are coolest down below. But again, if you want to get your hands on any of these that you've seen, check out the link down below. And full props to 9 to 5 Mac for providing these. All right, guys, so I want to be real with you here. Usually when Apple releases a GM update, there is a lot of cool stuff to talk about. 9 times out of 10, there are new wallpapers. I would even argue 10 times out of 10. There are new wallpapers, new sounds, stuff that Apple didn't want to release because it just wasn't ready yet. They wanted to release it alongside the big iPhone news. Today, that was the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max, alongside new iPad, Apple Watch, video on that stuff coming out a bit later. When you actually look at the software, there isn't that much, at least for our current iPhones. Now, if you head over to Apple's website, we do get a look at some UI changes inside of a couple different parts of the interface. These changes will be limited to the newest iPhone, so you will not be able to get this new interface on anything but the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 11 Pro or Pro Max. I mean, take a look at the scroll wheel right here for zoom. That has been completely redesigned. It looks super sharp. You even have the camera rotate button in the bottom right-hand corner. It no longer is like an image of a camera with like the 2 arrows going into a circle. It is just 2 arrows inside of a button. You've also got flash in the top left, a new arrow showing that you can reveal more, going to the 0.5mm zoomed out ultra wide angle lens, and then of course the live photo toggle in the top right. But it looks so cool, the fact that you get to see sort of like what you're looking at with the standard angle 1x lens, 26mm, and you can go all the way out to half that at 13mm and like reveal more of the frame, and how Apple like sort of hides it behind the black bars on the top and the bottom of the app. I think it's super cool. I think it looks super fresh, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this down below. I was really hoping that maybe if you had a dual lens camera, you would get some of this functionality, like if you were zoomed into 2x on your iPhone XS or XS Max, that you could zoom out and then see more of the frame that way, but I haven't been able to get it working, and it seems like Apple really wants you to flex using this on their newest models. Another interface change in the new iPhones is that you're going to have the ability to turn a standard photo into a video just by pressing and holding. So Apple has a demo of this on their site as well. Basically, instead of just taking a photo normally, if you tap and hold there, it is going to allow you to just start recording a video and pretty much instantly switch from taking photos to videos with no lag or latency in between. It's a pretty cool idea. I think that burst photos are still alive somewhere, but that functionality has been overridden by this new stuff on the new phones. But again, we can't really try this out now, but that is a new software change too. Last but not least, the Airdrop Sheet has also been refreshed on new iPhones too. Apple's put a new chip inside that basically, if you point your iPhone at another user's iPhone, they're going to come up first. So sharing photos with people will be a lot easier because of the way the spatial awareness chip inside of the new iPhones is integrated. Now, this is pretty cool. I really wish we could see this on older iPhones, but again, Apple had to save some good stuff to make the upgrades this year worth it. Now, in this version of iOS 13, for some reason, there is still not a VPN toggle in Control Center, but you guys have probably noticed that I've been using it in the Settings app. That's because NordVPN, who sponsored today's video, is a service that I just keep going back to because I like feeling comfortable, secure, and safe, and most importantly, private when I'm browsing online. When everyone's trying to look look at my data, using a VPN allows me to securely connect to a Nord server that isn't sharing that data with anybody else or anybody in between. And because it's a premium, really good, high quality service, you're getting instant connection, stable connection, and the fastest experience that I've had while using a VPN. Regardless of where you live, there is going to be a server near you, as there are over 5,500 worldwide, which is a mind-numbing number of servers. You guys can get started with this today using my link down below, nordvpn.com/iupdate, and code iupdate, because they have the 3 years plan for only $2.99 a month. Plus, if you guys sign up right now, they're throwing in an additional month for free. So check them out and get started with a safer and more secure internet right now. So all in all, on current gen iPhones, we really didn't see any changes in the iOS 13 GM. Apple has saved a lot of these for iOS 13.1. And we did get a beta 3 version for developers only that came out today too. I've got that here on my iPhone XS, and there actually are some changes to look at in this one. First up, Apple TV Plus is coming out in November. And even though Apple just updated the TV app in March when they announced Apple TV Plus, they decided, I guess, the green or turquoise or teal look of the Apple TV lettering was just too much. So it's now a lot more bland, just black and white. Sort of looks like the top of an actual Apple TV. I don't know if Apple meant to do that, but that's sort of what it reminded me of. I looked around the app inside, and that isn't any different. I even compared it from iOS 13.0 to 13.1. No changes yet again. So the icon's different, but that is the end of the story there. Next up, inside of the music app, one of the coolest new features in iOS 13 is live lyrics, where you can tap on the lyrics button in the bottom left-hand corner of the music pull-up interface, and it will actually follow along sort of in a karaoke style of the lyrics and the music, so you can sing along or just view the lyrics as they happen. Well, in iOS 13.1, the ability to actually keep that enabled was removed because Apple said it was consuming way too much energy. So now if a song doesn't actually have live lyrics support or lyrics in general on Apple Music, you can still enable that interface before going into a song and get that really nice looking blurred UI in the background. Apple had actually confirmed that this change was coming, and now in iOS 13.1 Beta 3, it is here. And I have to say, I'm a big fan of the change. It doesn't appear to be as battery intensive as it was before. It looks really sharp, and it's a great way to complement, hey, you might not get lyrics, but you do get a really cool looking blurred interface when you don't have any lyrics to look at. So when are iOS 13 and iOS 13.1 coming? Well, for 13.1, Apple's actually releasing this in the month of September. That's right. Not only are we getting iOS 13.0 in September, but we're also getting iOS 13.1. So first up, on September 19th, we're getting the iOS 13.0 update, the one we've been waiting on forever. It's probably going to come out around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time per usual, and that's when it's out for everybody. No longer a beta, no longer a public test. iOS 13 coming at you around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on September 19th, which is a Thursday. Now, just about a week and a half later, after the huge iOS 13.0 update comes, Apple is returning with some additional features in iOS 13.1 on Monday, September 30th. Now, this has never happened before, to my knowledge, where we've gotten a 0.0 and 0.1 update in the same month, less than 2 weeks apart. So Apple really wants those features like Share ETA, new dynamic wallpapers that have been taken out of iOS 13 and placed into iOS 13.1 to come back straight away so that people aren't missing these features. And 13.1 may include some additional functionality for the newest iPhones as well that Apple previewed today. We just can't tell if it's going to be in 13.0 or 13.1 just yet. So tell me your guys' thoughts on all of this down below. Are you looking forward to 13.0 and 13.1 coming back to back? Are you getting one of the new iPhones? Do you like the new interface for the iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro models? Tell me about it in the comment section below. That's all I have for you today. Hit like if you enjoyed the video or learned something new. Drop a subscribe. That doesn't even make sense. I made too many videos. Hit subscribe if you guys are enjoying this, and I'll catch up with you in my next video. Also, check out NordVPN.